MUNNA is the much cuter and more wholesome reskin of Drowsy. Rating them all, and this is one of the few that I consider a very clear upgrade. Now, I mostly mean in design and concept, but even in battle it's a bit better. Similar HP, but better special attack, and more min-maxed in general. In Gen 5, its move pool is pretty great. Yawn and Psybeam by level 11, then Moonlight and Hypnosis by 19. But in Gen 8, oh my god, it is a fantastic early game Pokemon. Defense Curl, Stored Power strats, Hypnosis, and Psybeam by level 8, and Moonlight at level 16. Sure, it's a bit slow, but this little pink blob is a menace in the early game, 4.5 stars. And its availability is also fantastic, or at least it would be. You can get it right after the first gym in Unova and even earlier in Galar, but it's not available until post-game in the Unova sequels, which does count as that's its home region, and will drag its score down 3.5 stars. And concept is pretty much an exact do-over of Drowsy. They're both directly inspired by the myth of the Baku, a tapir-like creature that eats dreams, which was actually literally mentioned in one of Drowsy's dex entries, and so was the fact that these two Pokemon even share a common ancestor. The only slight difference is that MUNNA seems a bit more benevolent by actively seeking out eating people's nightmares, as well as their good dreams, where Drowsy targets children. Gross. 5 stars for MUNNA's concept. Design-wise though, it absolutely could be better. Its evolution is super unique, but MUNNA actually has the same problem I mentioned with Drowsy. They're both a bit too plain. MUNNA is more or less a pink, vaguely tapir-shaped blob with random flower patterns. It doesn't look bad by any means. Like I said at the start, it at least looks more cute than creepy, but it's nothing too remarkable. 3 stars, which will still give MUNNA a solid 4 stars overall, much better than its predecessor, and in the top 5 for now. Musharna is one of the very few Gen 5 Kanto reskins that I can confidently say is undeniably better than its predecessor in every way. We're rating them all, and its battle prowess is the first of those ways, where other than in true Gen 1 where Hypno was just broken with one special stat and sleep being absurd, Musharna is just better. As power creep usually shows us, min-maxing is just better than balance. 116 HP, 107 special attack, and solid defenses for Musharna. And its move pool is also really good, even in Gen 5 with early Yawn and Psybeam, as well as Moonlight, Calm Mind, Psychic, Dream Eater, and some fantastic TM options. But it's even better in Gen 8, getting those moves earlier and adding Moonblast. But remember, we judge these Pokemon based on when you would use them, and you can get Musharna before the second gym in both regions it's in. However, you do lose out on level up moves that way, and its speed does hold it back quite a bit later on. But it's still great for a playthrough. 4 stars in battle prowess. And MUNNA got 3.5 stars in availability for being available right away in Unova and Galar, but post-game in the sequels. However, being able to either straight up catch Musharna or get the Moonstone for it before the second gym absolutely deserves a boost. 4 stars. And concept is pretty much the exact same as the other 3 Baku-inspired tapir-like dream-eating Pokemon, but now takes it a step further, sleeping itself and emanating those dreams into a mist that can be either harvested or accidentally encountered, causing waking nightmares. Again, 5 stars. Its design, though, unlike the other 3, is very unique. It's a cute little tapir curled up in the fetal position, sleeping with dream mist coming from its head that looks just like an umbilical cord. This is a fetus. Why is this a fetus? But for some reason, that makes sense here, even though I can't figure out or explain why. I don't know why this dream-eating tapir is cosplaying as a fetus, but Musharna still somehow manages to look pretty good. It's cute, unique, and memorable. Even if it is really weird, it's still a vast upgrade over the much creepier Hypno. The polls are really split on this one, and I honestly agree, so I'll land on 3.5 stars from Musharna, which will end up giving it the final score of 4.125 stars overall, joining MUNNA in the top 5 for now.